Hello, welcome to PinVoice. Today I'd like to talk about communication. We always emphasize the importance of communication. Communication is so vital. It's not just between parents and children. It's not just between teachers and students, not between schools and parents, not between within company, but also between government officials, especially between departments of the government. Let's just take Taiwan as an example. We know that there's a potential outbreak caused by the Navy crew member from the Navy ship Panshi. And the lots of people raise questions why the CESS, that's the epidemic center in Taiwan, why didn't they send their crew members to test all these Navy sailors to see if they are infected or not? Why didn't they do that? If they have done that before the dismissal, then there will be no potential outbreak, something like that. But the thing is that Chen Shizhong, the Minister of Health, and he is the person who's in charge of the epidemic center, and he said that he has no idea that the Navy is going to send out the supply ship to Palau. He had no idea about this mission. So that's why he didn't send any crew member from the epidemic center to prevent any coronavirus infection. So that's the communication. If they had known earlier, and probably there are a lot of things can be solved and there would be no risks or even panic in Taiwan. So they did not have very good communication. Another thing is that what is the communication between the soldiers on ship and the government officials in the office? So they must have standard operation procedure, and they must know if they see any cases or if there's any crew members show symptoms of flu, for instance, if they have fevers, if they cough a lot or something like that, and they must have a SOP to report to any officials in the Defense Department so they can do things afterwards, and they will try to contain the virus if there's any outbreak. But they didn't. And another thing is that when they send out the ship to Palau, that's in March, and during the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic. And people raised another question, then why didn't you let them bring some tests or have all these sailors be tested before they send out? And that's one way to make sure they are not infected at all. Because right now, they don't know the 0-1 case. Where did it come from? How did they get infected? Because we know that there's no confirmed case in Palau, and Palau is the only place they visited. So if there's no confirmed case in Palau, then where did they get this virus? So that's some kind of mystery, and nobody can solve the mystery. So that's the communication. If they report everything back home thoroughly, and probably they would know how to make decisions. And another thing is that for the doctors on ship, people will blame the doctor. How could you not detect this coronavirus? And we all know that this virus is so tricky, and it has its symptoms is very alike flu. And if you do not test it, if you do not test it, you will never know if it's coronavirus or what. So it's important for the doctors to decide if this is the case or not. It's through testing. If they don't have any equipment for the testing, there's no way for them to find out if the crew members was infected coronavirus. So everything is about communication, and it seems that the communications in the Department of Taiwan is not so good.
谢谢收听，别忘了订阅关注哦，我们下回见。